Welcome back to the Morning Brew, everybody. I am your host, Amber Hendren, here with Dan Mayfield from Albuquerque Business First. This weekend was the Gathering of Nations here, the largest powwow in North America. And with us today is Miss Indian World for 2014, Taylor Thomas. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you. Good morning.
Now, this is one of the most prestigious honors in the Indigenous world. And you were crowned. So how did that happen? How did that all go?
Yeah, it was really exciting, actually. We did a lot of preparing during the winter time, and we had to submit an essay, and we did a questionnaire, an impromptu. We also did a dance competition, a private interview, and we also did a traditional talent, which took up a lot of practice, a lot of time.
Because this competition is not like your regular pageant. It's not like your Miss America. You have to learn a lot for this. So how many years were you preparing? How many years were you were you in the running for this?
A couple of months, actually.
Yeah.
I got my first title back in August at our Fort Hall Festival in Southeast Idaho, and that's a tribal representative position. And that was my first time actually getting a title and running and preparing. So it took a lot to dig deep and learn more about your culture, your history, your people. There's a lot of questions that you have to ask people in your family and get to know, and it's a lot of fun. So that prepared me a lot. In the long run, I didn't submit my application actually for Miss Indian World probably until I think it was March.
But you, at the time, did you have any idea how big the powwow here was?
I've always heard it was really big, our biggest powwow in all of North America.
Yeah.
It's huge, and it's my first time, and I was so excited.
What was that first time like when you show up and you see that grand entrance? The first time I saw it, I was blown away. I mean, what was?
Yeah, it was overwhelming when we were first walking in, and we were, standing next to each other and behind the color guard, and we were just like pushed right in front of each other and right behind each other. We were so close. Most grand entries, you have a little bit of room, but there was no room
Taylor,
in there.
can you please tell us about your tribe? You're from the Shoshone-Bannock tribe?
Yeah.
In Idaho?
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Give us a little feeling about where you're from.
I'm from Southeast Idaho, which is the end of the Rocky Mountains, and it's a little more desert climate. There's about 6,000 members. Our reservation, I think we're close to 5,000 acres. So we're a pretty good sized reservation, and 90% of our reservation is owned by the tribe or tribal members. So we're not like some reservations that are checkerboarded. Our reservation is just about fully owned by our tribal members and our tribal people.
Oh, that's good.
Most of our tribal members do live on the reservation. So we have
What's the closest major city?
our closest city is probably Salt Lake.
Oh, okay.
So we're between Salt Lake and Boise.
On the far southern end there.
Yeah, very far.
So I don't know if people on TV can see this, but the beading in this is just
It's
stunning. It's
extraordinary.
amazing.
It's extraordinary.
And you were saying that this was made by, some of this was made by your mother and your sisters made some of this work?
Yeah, my beadwork. This is actually passed down, the banner. It's its second year. Kansas Begay had it before me, and that was her first year. So it's its second year, and the crown as well is made. I'm not really sure. They didn't tell me who it was made by.
I know it was made by a lady here in Albuquerque.
It was.
That's all I
Okay.
know. But I mean, you just look so beautiful and regal.
Thank
What
you.
does this year encompass for you as Miss Indian World?
Hopefully a lot of travel. I love traveling. I consider myself wanderlust. I absolutely love traveling. Actually, this last summer, I backpacked Europe with two of my sisters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Where'd
so-
you go?
We went to about 5 different countries. We started out, we flew through Reykjavik, Iceland, and we went to Paris, France, and we went to Spain. We actually made it to Running of the Bulls.
Oh, wow.
So
Did you run?
no, we made it into the arena though, surprisingly.
Cool.
We went to Switzerland, Geneva. We went to the Geneva Convention, or the United Nations.
Oh,
Mhm.
interesting.
So that was my highlight probably.
That's cool.
So you're ready for more.
Yeah,
You're ready to
definitely.
be out there and representing the Native American culture.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I take a lot of pride in who I am, and I believe that we're 1% of the population as Native American people, and people who once covered the entire continent, and we now make up 1%. And it's one of the most interesting, I guess, the ways I've heard it is you're more likely to be struck by lightning twice than to be born a Native American. That's how few of us there are. And I feel like we bring an important part to the world, not only to our own communities, but I think we have a lot to offer many people and many communities.
And what are you hoping to do with that now as Miss Indian World?
Speaking on behalf of my people, hopefully a lot. Get out there and just put a good face forward. I'm hoping to put my best foot forward and show a good face for our Indian people. We're strong people, and I hope to represent that well.
So what was your talent? I know you had to learn a specific talent related to your tribe.
Yeah.
So what was your specific thing?
We did a lot of digging around. We were going back and forth between a lot, and I ended up choosing the traditional Shoshone Bannock 49, which is a prayer ceremony for veterans.
Oh.
For our Native American veterans. I have a lot of veterans in my family, a lot of past warriors. So I needed a lot of accompaniment by men in my family, because I would sing backup, and women did a lot of preparing of the ceremony before, during, and after. And it was the men who did the singing part, and we would follow them from camp to camp, basically rallying the warriors and collecting more items and supplies for the journey. So I had a lot to learn about that. I had to learn how to sing.
Which is no small feat.
Yeah.
And then singing before 10,000 people or however many people were at the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we did it in the Kiva Convention Center, actually.
Okay. Oh, cool.
So, but there were a couple hundred there.
Were there more people at Running of the Bulls or more people at the powwow?
Oh, I don't know. That's close. Definitely more people close in together. Well, I don't know. Running of the Bulls, that was really crowded. We were being literally pushed around, and we had to hold on to each other's shirts. And just when we travel, like on buses and trains, we'd have to hold on to each other's backpacks because we literally had backpacks.
Will you travel internationally as Miss Indian World, do you think?
Hoping to go to Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great.
And actually,
Great.
I was invited on a cruise by the Matthews family.
Great.
So I guess that's international because I'll be needing my passport. I was excited. I was like, yay, another stamp in my book.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you said Canada, and this is actually international competition because people from Canada come down too. How many? I don't even know how far-reaching the competition is when we say Miss Indian World. How does that include Canada, North America, South America? What part of where do the competitors come from?
I know we had 6 from Canada. I'm not really. They come from all variations of Canada because they didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
And none of the girls did, and they all come from different parts and different tribes. We had girls from Ojibwe, I believe the Blood tribe, in Canada, and we had I believe 4 Alaskans, and they're all so different. Everybody was so different. I love that. You know, just seeing pictures of us, everybody dressed differently. We all looked differently. We all spoke differently.
Well, you're
really
all from
interesting.
sovereign nations, independent sovereign nations, and this is just a chance for us to really visualize what that represents, what that means. I mean, you all have your own native language, you all have your own cultures, your own traditions, your own everything about what makes a culture unique is represented and embodied in what you're doing.
Yeah, we were all very unique, and I love that. Each and every one of the girls I met, everyone was so strong and so passionate and loving. I love being around them. I love being in that atmosphere of being with the girls, and they were very empowering. All of them.
It didn't feel like a competition as much as...
No, it felt like a sisterhood.
Oh,
And
that's
before we went in, we all promised each other, you know, that we'd support each other and we'd continue on helping each other. And I really loved that. I really did. Actually, I came here to meet the girls and to have the experience. It was a big shock to me, actually, that I got the title.
Because it was just Saturday night that you were crowned.
Yeah.
So what was that moment like? I mean, did you do like you see the Miss America and the one girl cries and the other, was it one of those moments?
I was in shock. I didn't cry. I was teasing because my dad, I was talking to my dad and he was like, "Are you going to cry like Miss America?" And I was like, Dad, I'm probably going to have real ugly tears. And
No way.
But I was in shock and I was just like, and I kept saying, "Really?" I was like, "Really?"
Well, Taylor, it is just such a huge honor to be in your presence today, and I appreciate that you stayed to visit with us instead of going home early as you could have done. We wish you all the best, many, many blessings for the year to come.
Thank
and we hope that
you.
you'll return and give us your insight at what the year was like in the year.
Promise you'll
you.
come
Do
back
that.
next year before the competition.
Definitely,
Yes.
Okay.
definitely.
All right, more coming up next after the break. We'll see Steve Westman and Wes Naiman. Don't go away.